How's it going, everyone? I'm Slavinatorski. Welcome to the channel, and you can see in front of you there is this box, and you're like, what's going on with the box? So I got a new JoyToy Mecha, but this time I got it from AliExpress. So I wanted to actually show two things. One, the Mecha, to see if you wanted it or not, so you can see it up close. That's why I do these videos, to kind of help everybody out, give you my opinion, and then you can see them up close to see whether or not you want to buy them. And two, since I ordered this from AliExpress, I wanted to show the condition it's in. So this is the box it came in. Now mind you, this box did have this wrap all the way around it to keep it waterproof. So I already cut that off. In the trash it goes. So that wrap was good, but you see like there's a hole punched here, it's beat up on the side, it's concaved, squished here. But the actual figure itself, from what I can tell, looks perfectly fine. They have bubble wrap all the way around it, and we're actually going to open this up together and see just how bad it is. This box is pretty much unusable again, so let's go ahead and get into here. So I got my handy dandy box cutter out, and we're going to cut it. Oh, we might not even need to cut it. I apologize for the crinkliness. See, I'm trying to very lightly do this because I don't want to actually cut the box or myself. But I would rather cut myself because at least that'll heal. Alright, there we go. Let's put this away for now. Open her up. Let's get the packaging out of the way. And there we go. You see my ring light's kind of reflecting off there pretty badly. Some background light. There we go. So you'll see we have the Steelbone H02 Firepower Mecha Gray Green. I got this one because I love the idea of these turrets on his back. He has a hammer. And I like this windowed compartment for the pilot. So we're going to check this out together. Now let's look at the box itself. It's in fairly good condition. Not bad except for the top here. It's got a bit of a squish, but that's nothing terribly awful. And this is a 1/25 scale mecha. So let's go ahead and get into the box. See, I'm trying to very gently cut everything. You can smell that nice plastic smell the minute I cut that. Let's open it up. Here we go. Some sort of Chinese writing on the side here. I unfortunately can't read it, but whatever that is. So, very nice picture of the figure right on the front here. Let me make sure that focus is right where I want it. And on the side you have a nice diagram. On the back you have another diagram showing what it looks like inside and out. Another front here. On the bottom, just that. And most JoyToy things, well, all that I've seen so far, come with this nice viewing window. Tell me that doesn't remind you of Armored Core, just right there. I love that video game. If you've played it before, you probably know why I like these mechs. But really cool, right? So, let's go ahead and hop in here. I'm gonna try to not damage this box too much. More than it's already damaged, but it's really not that bad considering it came from China. Alright. By that I mean AliExpress ships everything from China, and that's the vendor I purchased this from. So I wanted to save a little money, see what it's like, and I wanted to experience that whole thing myself. Alright, so you'll see you have the top piece that covers it. There's another piece with the accessories and stuff on the bottom. And then you have the mecha itself right there. So let me get this cover piece out of the way. Hopefully stop throwing it at everybody. Let's flip this over so we can get a look in there. We have a guide. Sorry, and I'm just putting my arm right in the camera. Alright, so we have a guide here. So it's got a parts list. Shows how they all go on the mecha. On the back, you have some more descriptions. Regarded as a model developed by integrating the close combat and defensive capabilities of H02 with the firepower capabilities of H05. I'm assuming that's what they mean by the hammer and the Gatling guns on there. Or Vulcan cannons, or whatever they're supposed to be. you have some diagrams about how to put it together. But I know you're probably thinking, I don't want to read the book, I want to actually see the mech. You're right, so let's get into that. We're going to pull the mech straight out. Something fell out, what is this? A whole bunch of little bits and bobbles. This is probably for those little arms that come out and hold the gun. Let me move that off to the side. And here is the mech itself. Got a little viewer window up top that is really cool. Got the feet down here. Really, really cool. I'm liking the look of this so far. Ooh, it all comes apart really cool. Alright, before I get into that too much, let me just stick that in the background. So we all kind of have an idea what the mech looks like. There you go, stand up, buddy. There we go. And let's take a look at those accessories. Alright, so let's pop this open. I don't think there's any tape. Oh, no, I lied. There's tape right here. Come on. I always have a hard time with the tape. I tear it off and it looks disgusting. Get that sticky stuff everywhere, that residue, which that's exactly what's happening, so I'll just wrap it around instead. Sorry about all the noise. Promise it will be over soon. Let's wrap that around the back. There we go. Alright, see? We're good. Alright, so you'll see here there's a ton of bits and bobbles. I'm sure these are armor pieces and stuff like that, but let's get into that. So I'm going to pull out the guide, because I obviously don't know how to put this thing together yet. And I want to see just what I have to do to actually create this thing. So it looks like here on the bottom is how to make the hammer. I don't think that's what that's for. Here's how to put everything else together. Okay, so that's what that part's for there. So we got that. We got the toes. It shows the armor pieces here. Very cool. Alright, so I'm assuming these are other pieces. So this UNSC, that looks like an alternate chest piece, actually. Let's put that down here. I think these are all just alternate armor pieces you could put on them. This looks like a shoulder piece. This looks like another shoulder piece. That's kind of cool. It's got that wolf symbol on it. I'm not sure what exactly that's all about. Kind of cool. And you'll see the UNSC logo here. Very, very neat. Here, I believe these are parts for the hammer. So let me pull these out. Here we have the Gatling guns. We've seen that on the previous Mecha, which I'll actually get him in a second once I get everything out of the box, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison. Here's another Gatling gun. Oh, this is cool. You get 2 grenades. So he has 2 grenades with little caution symbols on them. Warning, danger. So that's pretty cool. This looks like another fitting adapter piece, maybe. Figure out what that is in a minute. Arm or something like that. It's cannon that goes on the back. And the pilot himself, who has a med kit and a few other goodies in there. So we'll put the pilot off to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and clean all of this up, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and as you can see, I have put him next to my other firepower mecha, so you have an idea of just what the size looks like. I'm sure you want to see my water bottle sitting there. So you can see just the difference in size between the two and how similar they are. There's a few other things. One thing, you notice I've switched out that front piece. It was that piece. So some of the pieces switch out. I'll show you how to do that. But right now, what I want to do is actually put together the hammer and the little angled arm pieces. So let me lock my camera. And we'll do that. So you'll see what I have here is I've actually put out the hammer according to the directions. So this is how it all goes together, and I figured we could put it together together. So anyone that has any problems can kind of understand this. So first off, I'll read the directions. So this is the bottom of the hammer. You'll see it has a little socket right here, which will fit into this. snap it together. So that goes right in. Then this, which could also be seconded to a gun sitting on top of them, but this piece you're actually going to put what would be right into the barrel. So we now have the handle of the hammer, all made and everything, one piece put together. So these little itty bitty pieces here, do not lose these. They are tiny. You see just how itty bitty they are. You can lose these easily, but what you're going to want to do is on either side of the hammer, there's this little hole, and you're going to want to put that in the hole. It's apparently not going to be the easiest thing to do. Let me try this way. Come on. It's trying to go in there, it's just being stubborn, of course. Maybe I should try here first. Alright, fits better in there, so let me go ahead and do that. Put it in on both sides. There we go. Oh, alright. We pushed that one in a little too far, so you push on either side to push this out if you need to. But I think I'm good for the most part there. And then you need to put the hammer in the hole. So let's see. There we go. Works a lot better when you have something bigger to work with. Go on. Alright, so this little thing rotates in here, so it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to manipulate. But there we go. And the hammer is created. It's not quite perfectly centered. There we go. And now we have his hammer that he can make. So that's how you put the hammer together. Not too bad. So for the next part, what I want to do is I want to put together these little things. And these are the arms that actually hold up the miniguns. So let's go ahead and build those. Time to flip to the other side of the instructions. I've already laid these out to try to make this as easy as for me as I can. So these are two arms. They divide right here. Let me make sure I'm focusing right. There we go. Get rid of the dog hair. Try to. So this is the bottom of the arm, and it goes all the way up to the top. And then this top part is what latches into the miniguns. So let's start at the bottom. You're going to grab this base piece here, just like that. And on that base piece, you're going to turn it up like this. So it's going to look like that. And you want to put this piece, which looks like a little socket and sprocket thingy, you're going to put that into there. See how tight that is? So that is now in there. And then you have this angle joint here. That is going to go into the top of this piece. And don't worry, you're going to do it twice. It's very, very tight, so this will give you an idea of just what's going on here. I'm sure we can manipulate it afterwards. After that, so you've got your base piece now. You're going to take this piece here, and you'll notice it has a little nub. The nub, I think you can put any direction you want, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to put it towards the back. You can hear how tight it is. So we got that there now. We'll just take a little bit of manipulating that to loosen it slightly, but you don't want to loosen it too much. After that, we have this little connector piece, which looks really cool. It's got a couple different designs on it on the side. So after that, what you're going to want to do is connect that piece to the side. So let me make sure, because I'm making myself a little hesitant here. So we're going to put that piece up here, just like that. So this gives us an idea of what we are looking at here. And the cool thing is you can switch these things around to however you want. I'm just showing you the basics. So then you can take that other connector piece, put it right in here. That one popped in pretty nice. Then this cool looking little, like a hydraulic piece, you're going to connect next. Once the hydraulic piece is connected, this looks like a barrel. You're going to connect this one next. And I just did it with the ring outwards. And then last piece is the little grippy hand goes in there. So now we have the actual little grippy hand piece. So if you look on the actual Mecha, you get an idea of how these work. So you see there? So let's move that. And let's go ahead and make the other one real fast. So I put the gear on that side on that one, so I'm going to put it on the opposite side on this one. Do it like that. Like that. Like this. Like this. Like this. Barrel. And grippy piece. So once you get it down and the idea of what you're supposed to do with it, it's really not all that hard. Now I just want to shape everything and make sure I've got everything in the right holes and that it's down as far as it's going to go. Now that I put it back together, I don't really want to pull it apart again. As you can see, it pops out pretty easy. So just make sure you hear this plastic stressing when I'm working on this. Just be very careful that you don't actually break it. I'm bad about that myself, so don't be like me. Alright, so there's the other arm made. So we've got a couple different ones, and we'll shape them up once we get the mech out. Alright, cool, right? So let's zoom back out, readjust the camera. I'm sure you want to see my wall there and my nice green light. Center right there. And let's take a look at some of the accessories. So here we have a minigun, pretty much just like the other heavy firepower mecha, the exact same minigun. There really isn't a difference other than color. This one's a little bit of a tan. You get two of those, really cool. And this one is a little different because the barrel actually turns. So that's pretty cool. Does it do that for both of them? Because the other one, the barrel didn't turn. This one's a little more resistant to turning. I think I just seized it up actually, so I'll leave that alone. Alright, cool. So we've got all that. Let's focus on Mr. Mecha. Now, I'm not exactly the best at posing these things yet, so bear with me. I'm still trying to get him to get his balance and not have all his pieces fall off. But that'll be a good segue, actually. Stay. There we go, much better. Cool, so focus, other way, there we go. So, these pieces actually go onto his legs. Now technically you can put them anywhere you really wanted to. They actually might look good on the arms, let me try that. The idea just popped in my head and I figured I'd try it and see if it looks any good. Yeah, it's not bad. They're definitely designed for the legs because it kind of connects with that shoulder armor pretty bad. So I'll take that back off. You'll see how all these armor pieces are made to be... Yes, I know I'm twisting it a lot because I'm just trying to be gentle. I don't want to break it just yet. I do like this thing. Oh, the peg. That's interesting. That's something we just learned. So the pegs that are in the arm are removable. So I actually just pulled that peg out by accident. And now I got to figure out how to get it out of there. There we go. Put that back down. Fix that. There we go. Alright. Crisis averted. So, there are two front pieces. The one that just popped off, which is the nice round looking UNSC. So that one looks really good on there. And this is the one that came with it. I kind of prefer this one. It looks a bit more bulky and armored up. And it kind of goes along with the idea of just a big hulking mech. So I'm going to leave that one on there. It does have this little piece here which moves around. It's kind of like a joint protector, little armor piece. Be careful, it pops off easy. It's just basically a little hook that it's hanging on. So keep that in mind if you're messing with that. The leg pieces you'll see, like I was showing you earlier, there's a couple different types. I like the one with the wolf. Here's the standard one you get, which is the same as on him. Or you can go with these rounded off leg pieces. Honestly, I still like the bulky ones a little bit better, I think. Like, let me take that off. You can actually take that armor piece off and roll that joint down if you wanted to. But the only thing is, if you do that, it opens up that seam. And you kind of have to look at that seam now. But there's what it looks like with both of the rounded off armors. Which, yeah, they don't look bad. They're not bad. I do honestly like that wolf picture on that one. So maybe I'll keep those armors on. But the legs are almost duplicate to that one. So interesting stuff there. Alright, so we've covered that. We've covered the legs. We've covered his little grenades, which he can hold in his hand. Let me open up his fingers a bit. And there we go. Now he's holding his grenade. If I would put it in there right. See? Not bad. Alright, let's get that out of the way. Let's look at the figure himself. Alright, so coming up here, take a nice close look. You'll see I put that little piece on here. It looks like a razor blade shooter or maybe a sensor array of some sort, so that's kind of cool looking on top. You'll see there's a lot of really nice detail. Sorry about that, I wasn't paying attention to my camera battery and it died. So continuing on, let's look at the details. So you see I have the UNSC logo here as well. That wolf thing I told you about there. You have a couple little caution decals there. I like the little yellow and black stripes. Come on the back here, you see all the nice detail. Little thrusters. His little mech butt. You have some side armor panels hiding in here. And move those down. But very, very cool. So let's go ahead and get to the articulation for this piece, which is one of the cool parts about it. Alright, so we will start at the top. He opens up, and actually this little piece can come down, so it's like it's loading up to fire. Kind of cool. The top opens here, and the little door opens. So you can actually have the pilot sticking out and looking. Door opens, front comes down, and you'll see there's a nice pilot chair. We'll come back to this when I show you the pilot. But good little detail in that. Let's close that back. Close this. One thing I noticed is this has a tendency to close over that. Just kind of pull them so you get that nice seam whenever you close it. Alright, so let's start with his core. Actually, we'll start with his arms and go to the core. So the arms come up to about here because of this armor. Sorry. That armor kind of holds the arms back a little bit. You're not going to get much higher than that because of the armor there. But this thing can actually move those out of the way, and you can get almost all the way up. So you can go for a full T-pose here. I know I'm fiddling with it a lot. So you can go T-pose with both arms. They are ratcheted. You feel how tight they are. So it feels pretty good. They can ratchet all the way around. Both arms can do that. There is a bicep swivel here. So that goes around, and you'll notice also there's a double joint elbow here. You can go straight, doesn't go any further than this. You can bend the elbow, and you can also bend the second part of the elbow here. Oh, also these little flaps move. So that can help you get that out of the way. But let's see if I can get that other part of that bicep to move. It's a little stubborn, as you can see. Whew, man, that thing is really stuck in there. So that's making me second guess whether or not that second part can move. Let me try the other arm. Alright. I cannot get that part up here to bend, and I don't want to force it because I will break it. But if nothing else, you can get it to bend right there, and to me that's plenty good enough for me. So that part moves. Does his forearm swivel at all? Doesn't look like it. No. Of course, the armor piece here is removable. Then we come down to the hand. You see it's on a ball joint. Rotates all the way around. You can get it to go back and forth, up and down. All depends on where the gears are in there. So it can also come out, as you can see. It comes out pretty easily and goes back in pretty easily, so you don't really have to worry about that. I like this armor piece on the back of his hand. It looks really cool. Nice and armored up. And you have a 4-fingered hand in which all of the fingers are fully articulated, including the thumb. Looks like his middle finger's a little bit loose here. So the thumb, the joint, so he can do that, and he can do that. So that gives you an idea. He can also kind of move it up and around, twist it around a little bit. As you can see, for the 3 fingers, you can go full on like cyborg looking hand, make it look freaky. Again, each finger bends the way you would expect a finger to bend. And I don't want to force it, as usual. So like that bottom one's a good example. Each one of these fingers will bend. So let me just get his hand out individually. So if your hand can do it, his hand can do it. So the joints match your hand as well. Knuckle, knuckle, knuckle. Although that hand can do that, you can kind of do that, just not as far. So that would hurt. So you can make him grab things. You can make him point at things. You can make him throw up some devil horns. And you can make him flick things off. And I know you're waiting for that, but nope. I'm going to make you wait longer. So there we go. Put that hand back in there. Pretty cool. Coming down to the base. Stand up, buddy. You can rotate this around. Armor withstanding. So you can rotate here. You notice how the armor bumps. But he can go all the way around if the armor wasn't there. See how it kind of catches right here? But yeah, pretty good on that. So let me turn him back. You can go back and forth pretty far. So you can come back really far. Go forwards about there till the armor starts hitting. So that's not bad. You can make him do kind of a shanty back and forth here. A little shimmy. As far as the legs go, they come out of the socket very easily. Put his leg back in there. They are a square, like a rectangular peg. So those will fit right back in there. So if you're going to make him come out, you're going to want to move that top armor piece up, and it rests on there pretty nicely. So you can almost do a split. I mean, I can't even do that, so that's pretty good. Come back down here. Front leg goes all the way up to about here. Back leg comes pretty far back, but it's starting to hang up on the armor here. So you can get the back leg to go to about that far before it really gets hung up on the armor. And I'm popping pieces off of them. So that gives you an idea there. There is no upper rotation here that I can see. It looks like it wants to. There we go. Okay, it's just very, very tight. So the leg does rotate here. So you have a thigh swivel. This one's really tight on this side. There we go. Loosened it up. Hopefully not too loose. Alright, so you can rotate that around if you need to. As far as the knee, there is no rotation here that I can see, no joint. This little knee piece moves. You have a double joint here, so there's one there, one there. I think it's called a barbell joint. I'm not sure the term. Correct me on that term. But it's a double knee joint, so you can go full reverse knee if you needed to. Or if you want it to go straight up, can you go straight up? It doesn't look like it wants to go fully straight, but that's plenty good. It'll make them kind of tall. So let me do that on both sides. We'll move that knee piece out of the way. And we will get both of those legs standing straight up. Cool. Alright, so you get to the foot here. The thing that's cool about the foot, you see these little pistons and things. I mean, they don't work, but they look really good. the foot will come right out. So there's his toes, and there's the rest of his foot. So you see how it moves here. You get a ratchet peg. This armor piece moves. So we're going to put his foot back together. Just like that. Go on. Get in there. There we go. So you could have him with these little skinny feet if you wanted to. They look kind of cool. But we'll put that toe back on there since it goes with him. The foot rotates all the way around. And of course, you saw it goes back and forth pretty good like that. And since the toe is a separate piece, you have a little bit of play in the toe as well. So he actually goes together pretty darn good, I'd have to say. And actually, it's starting to grow on me, the rounded off pieces here. The more I look at them, the more I'm kind of liking them. And it makes him a little different than the other piece. So, let's get him down here. There we go. Get those pieces back down. And I don't know if I showed this on the back, but these little thrusters have articulation as well. So those are kind of cool. And of course, that little piece goes and it rotates, depending on what you want to do. You have connectors all over this thing. Little holes to put stuff in. So that is what we were doing with these, actually. So these holes are what you can plug in the minigun holders to. So kind of like that. Actually, I kind of want that piston on the outside, so I will put that one in this hole. And they aren't terribly deep, so you're not going to get too far in there. And I'll put this one in this hole. Right here. There we go. So you see how kind of the appearance of what we're getting now with that minigun type stuff. So the miniguns have a few different pieces. This piece can actually push down on here and socket on that to keep it down. Or if you want his hands to hold it, he can hold it like this and shoot it. I had that one do it in the other video. Or it looks like here there's a clamp, and I think those are supposed to clamp right on. I think. Or maybe not. I'm probably wrong about that. Nope. I am wrong about that. So what do these clamp onto? Give me 1 second, we'll read the directions and be right back. Alright, so as you can see here, I figured it out. So what you have to do is that little clamps on the side of the minigun. So you have these two little holders here, and you just make it grab onto one of those holders. Super simple. And then you can manipulate the miniguns to face any direction that you want to. So really, really cool. Let me zoom out ever so slightly. Okay, that's as far as we're zooming out. Let me move this up. There we go. Cool. And focus, focus. There we go. So there we have him. We'll give him his little hammer. There we go. Hold on to that, buddy. There. A good grip. I want to see if I can get his other hand to hold it too. Close. Oop, can we get it? Can we get it? There we go. So we can have him hold his hammer and look all menacing now. Very cool. Hold the hammer. There you go. As you can see, it's easier said than done. But there, we kind of have it done there. So let's get on to another accessory, which is the pilot himself. So, you'll see here, pretty good detail on the pilot. Good face sculpt. Nice glasses. It's got on cool body armor. It's got some magazine pouches here. A belt that swivels all the way around. Should be like that. There we go. Got some shotgun shells. His holster that keeps wanting to fall off. You have a mag pouch on here, but that's stuck to him. Boots and fully realized. Oh, and a backpack. So good looking figure. He comes with some accessories. So you have his helmet, which is right there. Helmet. He comes with his little AR. He comes with what looks like a bullpupped AK. A med pack. His pistol. And an extra hand for pointing. So that's kind of cool. Not many of the figures come with a pointy hand. I feel like I'm going to break that. So, holster will actually hold his pistol. This is so tiny. I know I'm going to end up losing this. There we go. Pistol goes right into the holster. Pretty nicely. Let's see. So we'll go on his articulation. His head goes all the way around. It also goes back and forth, side to side pretty well. Torso rotates all the way around. The arms also go all the way around. Arms come up to a full T pose. The elbow joint swivels, and you can get to a full 90 degrees or straight. The wrist spins all the way around. It's a little ball joint, and you can get pretty good bendability on the wrist. For his legs, you can get, the armor gets in the way a bit here, but get about that far safely. With the front and back, you get about that far safely. You see he has a double joint knee, which is pretty cool. He's got that knee pad that kind of covers his knee. So that's nice. He does have a thigh rotation here, so you can swivel it around. For the legs, his boot goes all the way around. It wiggles back and forth pretty well. And going back and forth that way pretty well too. As usual, I have trouble with these little itty bitty figures, standing them up. They're so tiny compared to my hands that I have trouble with it. But his helmet fits on, right on top. And his gun fits in his hand pretty well, but that gun, you see how super flimsy that is? I'm not gonna play with that. I'm gonna break that in a heartbeat. This one feels a little bit more secure. It's not quite so bendable. So we'll give him his SMG. That is a gripping hand. You gonna get in there? There we go. Sort of. I see, his thumb was stuck. Come on, buddy. There we go. Cool. Alright, so we now have his SMG in his hand. As you see, it holds a little bit weird. But if we really wanted to, we could pop this hand out. There we go. So we'll take that hand out and give him his pointer hand. Hopefully I don't break the finger when I'm doing this. I'm going to do this off camera here. I'm going to break this thing, aren't I? There we go, we got it on there. So you can give him his pointer finger too. So it looks pretty cool. He's got his SMG up, ready to go, he's pointing at the target. So not bad at all. Has trouble standing on his own, like all these little figures do. Or at least I have trouble standing them on their own. I don't know how people do it so easily. Oh my god, I just did it. So I did actually manage to get him to stand on his own. Not bad, I'm proud of myself. So yeah, we got him actually to do that. So cool. You get an idea now what the little figure looks like. So we'll go back to the mech. I'm going to lock the camera. So in here, we're going to move the sensor array down, open up his door, open up the front, and this guy will fit right in there. Let me take his gun away. The med packs, I've noticed there's a little opening in the back here where the med pack just drops right in there. There we go, and it sticks right in. So the med pack fits right behind the seat, and you just stick him in there. You can move that part forward, his steering controls, put his feet in there, sit him down, safety lever back. Oops, it rotates too. Stick his hands up. I might have to take his backpack off. I had to for the other one. I'll put his nose picker down. And we can kind of get him to fit in there. I'm going to take his backpack off. I think that's what's holding it up. That's what did it for the last one. So let me put the mech down. The backpacks usually come off. Although that one... No, there it goes. I thought it was glued. It was glued. Okay, so I just snapped that off. You can see where I kind of messed up the paint on it because I pulled his backpack off. So that backpack was glued onto him, I just twisted it right off. So that gives you an idea. Anyways, since it's off, I'm keeping it off. I can always repaint that if I need to. I'm not that worried about it. Put him back in there and sit him down. Put his steering controls back. Get his hands up. Steering controls back. Put his hands back down. There we go. Now this mech has an official pilot. And it's kind of cool as you can kind of see him through the viewport here, which is one of the reasons I wanted this. Since it has a window, you should definitely put the mech in it, or the pilot in the mech, because you can see him through the viewport, which I think's really cool. But there we go. That is the Steelbone H02 Heavy Firepower Mecha Gray Green. That's a mouthful, and I'm not focused. So very cool stuff. Really enjoyed this. So you see him here next to the Heavy Firepower Mecha. I mean, they kind of look similar now that I have the cannons. I think I'm going to take his hands off and put the cannons on his hands. That's probably a little bit better of a thing. Yeah, we're going to do that. It would look back better. So he'll look more just like a gunner mech, and he'll be more of a I'm going to beat your butt mech. So to get some size comparison, here's Mythic Legions. That gives you an idea of what it looks like next to that. And before I forget about it, I should say, I'm going to put his little guns inside this bag so I don't lose them. So that's how he looks next to Malleus. JoyToy comparisons. You see I've had this spider mech out here the whole time. Spider mech on the side there. Little gunner assault bot on the side here. But granted, these are a 118, I believe, where this is a 125. So these can still kind of work with this because they look like support robots to support them in whatever they're doing. So still pretty cool. But that gives you an idea on the size there. Do I have anything else I can compare these with? Let's do an ogre figure. So let's say you wanted to have mechs versus giants. Here's Bolthor, a Mythic Legions figure. So he's just about as big as a giant. So if you wanted to mix fantasy and sci-fi, I mean, that would be kind of cool to do that, right? So you actually have the giant and the mechs fight each other. That'd be kind of cool. But that gives you an idea of what you're looking at. And if you want to pick them up, here's all the pieces that you get and what you really have to do if you want to put them together. But that's all I have for today. I think this thing's pretty cool. I wanted to show it to everyone. Show it off, show you what everything, little pieces are to go with it. And kind of suffer with me as I put it together. And apparently break the backpack off a bit because, well, if I'm going to break something, I'm going to break something. It's what I do. That's okay. A little glue can fix that right up. Speaking of which, let me put the backpack in that little baggie. so it's not gone. And his 2 grenades, which I don't know if they have a place they can hook onto. I'm sure there is somewhere. But I'm going to put his 2 grenades in the baggie as well, just so they don't get lost. But that's it. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I think these little mechs are flippin' awesome. They're cool as crap. I can't get enough of them. I have more coming in. They're just too much fun. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think, because I love these things. They're too cool. If you have any of them, if you find problems with them, or you have things that you really like about them, let me know that too in the comment section. I really want to talk to you about it. But that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you decide if you want to pick one up or not. And I want to thank you all for stopping by. Again, I hope you did like it. Don't forget to toss those comments and thoughts down in the comment section. I'll talk to you down there about it. We'll see what you think. And I hope that everyone out there stays safe. Keep your family safe. Don't give up on those goals. Always keep pushing forward and never stop. Consistency is how you succeed. And remember to keep active, stay strong. I'll talk to you again in the next video. But until then, let's talk about him. I think it's really cool. And let me know what you think in the comment section. All right, guys? Take it easy. Have a great day or night, wherever you're at. We'll see you then. Bye. If you're interested in learning more about the channel, feel free to follow me on my Instagram and Facebook social medias. Here you can find more about what's going on in my personal life, as well as behind the scenes from the channel. If you are interested in the gaming content, I do stream to Twitch before I upload any of the gaming content to YouTube. And if you wanted to follow me on Twitter, any contests I enter, I put friends links in there, so we can both get some bonus entries.